When you say Atlanta, right, and I know it's different parts of Atlanta or the South period in general, New York, and shout out to Uncle Murder, he kind of brought this to my attention when he was up here with Fifth that time. And he said, New York can't even say, because Billy's talking about West Coast sticking together. And we were saying how New York can't even stick together in New York because we don't even say New York. We say Harlem. We say Brooklyn. We say Queens. We say Long Island. The thing about it is our boroughs are bigger than some cities. So when you got a borough with 8 million in one borough, or however many is in Manhattan, and then you got to deal with the Bronx or whatever, you be like, yo, I'm up there, that's the Bronx, that's the Queens, or the Queens, that's some Harlem, because our boroughs is bigger than some cities. And my opinion is everybody's in competition.
They say the higher the talent, the heavier the ego. And nobody proved that better than New York City hip-hop. Cameron just broke down something that hits way deeper than boroughs or beef. He exposed why the same mindset that made New York City great also made it impossible for legends like 50 Cent, Jay-Z, and Nas to ever move as one. And even though I'm not from New York City, I felt this one. Because this isn't just a Harlem or Queens thing. This is hip-hop everywhere. See, Cam said it plain. Where he's from, you don't even go a few blocks over. 3 blocks could feel like another country. That's how deep the territorial pride runs. Lenox Avenue versus 8th Avenue, Harlem versus Brooklyn, Queens versus the Bronx. It's not always about money. It's about identity, respect, and proving who's top dog in a city full of alphas. But here's what really stood out. Cam wasn't making excuses. He was explaining the culture. He said in New York City, everybody's in competition because there's so much talent packed into one place. Every rapper's trying to stand out in a sea of a million others doing the same thing. You can't just be nice. You gotta shock people, force them to notice you. That's why some artists go viral doing crazy stuff before the music even gets heard. Meanwhile, down south, Kim admitted the difference. Atlanta rappers pull up. They get it done. You need a verse? You get it that night. Collaboration is a part of the culture. They move fast, they build together, and they win together. That's why the South been running hip-hop for nearly 2 decades. Now I'm about to play this clip for y'all, but before I do, I just need y'all to like, leave y'all thoughts down below in the comment section, and subscribe. Let's get into it.
But New York artists are not united. But when you go anywhere else, they united. They tour together. They get money. They have families. Everybody know each other. Why is it different up here?
I'm a product of my environment. We'll start there. I'm from Lenox Avenue. I don't even go up to 8th Avenue. Niggas like, what you doing up there? What you going down? That's how we was raised. You get what I'm saying? If you from 140th, I didn't make the rules. Niggas said, look, let me tell you something. I'll give you an example. Somebody would be on Lenox Avenue. I don't even gonna use avenues. Niggas on 140th Street, not my era, would be beefing with niggas on 137th Street. It's 3 blocks. How you really beefing with niggas down there? Y'all niggas you gotta come outside. It's not like out of town when you're in the city. 3 blocks is literally a 90-second walk, just about. 2-minute walk. So it's just product of the environment. But to answer your question, to be honest with you, when you say Atlanta, right, and I know it's different parts of Atlanta or the South period in general, New York, and shout out to Uncle Murder, he kind of brought this to my attention when he was up here with Fifth that time. And he said, New York can't even say, because Billy's talking about West Coast sticking together. And we were saying how New York can't even stick together in New York because we don't even say New York. We say Harlem. We say Brooklyn. We say Queens. We say Long Island. The thing about it is our boroughs are bigger than some cities. So when you got a borough with 8 million niggas in one borough, or however many niggas is in Manhattan, and then you got to deal with the Bronx or whatever, you be like, yo, them niggas up there, that's the Bronx, that's the Queens niggas, or the Queens niggas, that's some Harlem niggas, because our boroughs is bigger than some cities. And my opinion is everybody's in competition. It's not easy to get attention when it's a million niggas doing the same thing you doing. What are you going to do to be outside the box of everybody starting to do the same thing you're doing? It's like I said this one time about the Baby, the rapper. Shout out to the Baby. That's my nigga too. One time he was at South by Southwest before he was known, and he was out there with a pamper on. And niggas like, who is this nigga with the pamper on? You know what I'm saying? Da, 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 da. Niggas like, he wildin'. But then it gives you attention to listen to his music. And you be like, oh, this nigga nice. Oh, he all right. I liked it. Oh, he killed a nigga. He shot a nigga too. Oh, get the fuck out. This nigga nice and tough. Then niggas tell him in Atlanta, yo, check-in. I don't do the check-in. He go in the jewelry in the Louis Vuitton store, beat a nigga up, whatever. So now you got attention. You like, oh, this nigga got an actual life. I ain't seen him in the pamper since. He needed to get your attention so that you could pay attention to what he's saying lyrically. Okay, now that I got niggas' attention, I could do what I really wanted to do. And it's hard to get attention when everybody is trying to do the same thing in New York. Atlanta, I heard 2 Chainz talk about it before. He said, you know what y'all New York niggas' problem is? Not to me, I heard him do an interview. He said, us in Atlanta, if Tip need a feature, he doing it tonight. Gucci Man need a feature, I'm doing it tonight. Blah, blah, blah. I talk to New York niggas, y'all hit me back next week. Hit me back in 2 weeks, I got you. This, that, and the third. And then by that time comes, you done forgot about it. Then you know what I'm saying? Them niggas in Atlanta jump on it, pause immediately if they fuck with you, and they get shit done. New York, we prolong. Now, over the years, we've been seeing niggas beef in the South. No, it was a time where it was all kumbaya, but we've seen beef in the South. We seen niggas be mad at one person and mad at another. And it isn't like as much kumbaya as it used to be, but I do understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, I just always, I wasn't jealous, but I envied how they treat each other down there versus how we treat each other up here.
Let me keep it 100 with y'all. This Cam'ron story says everything about hip-hop's biggest problem right now. What he said about New York City isn't just a New York thing. That's a hip-hop thing. A lot of cities that's full of talent end up fighting itself instead of building together. I'm not even from New York City, but I felt what Cam was saying because I've seen it before. I've watched cities with crazy amounts of talent lose all their momentum because egos and pride got in the way. One artist blows up and suddenly the whole city turns into competition instead of collaboration. Cam made a great point. In New York City, people don't like to share power. Everybody wants to be the boss, the face, the one holding the crown. And when you put too many kings in one room, nothing gets done. But here's the twist. That same energy is what made New York City legendary in the first place. The hunger, the tension, the competition. It built icons like Jay-Z, Nas, 50 Cent, Cam'ron, DMX. People who came from nothing and made the world respect their grind. But over time, that same pride that pushed them forward started pushing them apart. Now look at the ATL. That city didn't wait on a cosign. They built their own machine and kept the doors open for the next generation. You see it with Lil Baby, Future, Gunna, Migos, Young Thug. They keep passing the torch. That's why the South been running hip hop for almost 20 years straight. It's not just talent, it's teamwork. What Cam'ron said hit deeper than rap. It's about how we treat opportunity, how we handle power, and how ego can destroy potential. Every city's got their own version of this story. Chicago, Detroit, Philly, LA, all of them have had moments where they could have dominated if they moved together. The truth is, hip-hop's biggest enemy has never been another region. It's always been division. If the next generation can learn from that, imagine where the game could go. Imagine if the same energy New York City put into proving who's best got put into proving what's possible together. That's when the culture levels up. Now I gotta ask y'all this. Do you think we'll ever see a time where hip-hop cities start working together instead of against each other? And if you could pick one city right now to take over like Atlanta did, what city would it be? Let me know y'all thoughts down below in the comment section. And make sure you like and subscribe. Peace.